American Jawn Radio. You're on the air. American Jawn Radio.
Good evening. This is a last minute pop-up. Let's see who joins. I want to welcome you if you listen to a restream. This is a pop-up radio program. And I want to do something that I talked to Karen about, and that is I will drop a link. So I want to hear from you. Let's do that again. We tried that before and it worked out nicely. So if you're just joining, hello. Hey, bird on a tree. Hello. Okay, I'm going to make a point to look over at Instagram, okay? So thank you for joining. I'm going to see if Karen is available. Karen is going to do something nice for us, I believe, tomorrow. If she pops up, because I didn't tell Karen about this, so I'm sorry, Karen. This is one of my crazy experiments. But hey there, Jamie. And look at that. Wild Dragon is here. Welcome. Much love to you. This is a radio stream, okay? You know how they talked about pirate radios? In fact, there is a lady who listens to the Chatmosphere. She joins us sometimes, I believe, from New Zealand, I believe. And she runs a pirate radio program over there in, I believe it's New Zealand, but it could be Australia, and that's terrible. Why am I getting them confused? But she does a pirate radio, and it's really cool, and she listens to us. It's been a few years since I heard from her, but you never know, it might reach her, because this is an odd hour. An odd hour. You say free your mind. Yes, free your mind. That's right. Free your mind of this oppression, right? This mental, whatever they're doing, psyoping us again. But we're not going to put up with it. A lot of people are already pushing back on the things that are happening. For instance, you probably have heard that there is a virus. I'll try to use the correct words. But it's hard to censor yourself all the time. But there's a virus that, of course, you've heard of, Hanta virus, or they calling it Hanta. And it is the next big thing, they're saying. And a lot of people are talking about it, but people are saying that they're not going to go along with this newest psyop. It's not going to work. How about you? What are you all thinking about this Hanta thing? I know you're over it. You're probably like me, just totally over it. And you're not going to mask up or get afraid, right? No fear. So let's see, who is behind this? Who do you think is behind this? And as we are looking at them try this again, we say them. Who are they? One person, Rand Paul. He has been getting testimony from a CIA whistleblower, and this testimony is explosive, according to Rand Paul. He is concluding that Dr. Fauci intentionally influenced the intelligence community's analysis of COVID origins. And this is not incompetence, Rand Paul says. It was a cover-up. So Rand Paul has been on the case in terms of pushing for Fauci to have to answer for what he has done. And I hope that they get far with it. You say the virus is the government. Yes. What are you saying, Jamie? The fake one could have been to get us to ignore the real one, possibly. Hey, now there's a thought. Karen is here. Karen, thank you. Karen, please forgive me. This is an experiment. I just wanted to do some impromptu radio, just pop up. Okay. So just talk about a few things and see how it works out. I want to drop the link. Remember, Karen, we talked about that? I thought about doing that. Let's just drop a link, and if people want to talk about some things, let's do that. Okay. We're going to just keep it just non scripted as usual, casual. I try to script somewhat, but we're going to really go unscripted. I'm glad you're here, Karen. Thank you for joining last minute. And I have this live on Instagram. So thank you, Bird on a Tree. I see you over there. If you want to join the chat, let me know. Okay, so if anybody wants to talk, just raise your hand in the chat. Okay, raise your hand if you want to talk. I'll drop a link. And why don't you talk about some of the subjects that I'll be talking about? So, the first one, we're talking about this CIA whistleblower and Rand Paul having this whistleblower give testimony about Dr. Fauci intentionally influencing the intelligence community's analysis of COVID origins. So this is a big deal. His name is James Erdman III. He is a COVID whistleblower. So this is an explosive story that is hitting at this point, and I want to know what you think. If you want to come up and talk. Hello, Mitt Z. I love the name. Finally caught. Yes, you caught it live. This is an impromptu. This is, yeah, a little bit of like pirate radio, we'll call it. So let's see what else is going on in the world. Again, raise your hand if you want to chime in on Dr. Fauci and the pressure now on him to be arrested. Do you think that he will be arrested? I know I see a lot of people, it's a lot of chatter about him being arrested. I kind of think it could happen. Personally, I think the walls are closing in on him, and he is getting to the end of his ropes, I'll say. So let's see what else is going on. Now, one of the things I mentioned recently is this Disney cruise. So we're talking about Disney and this roundup of some employees. And these employees, the main one, I saw his name come across today. I shared it. This guy, some people heard of him before. Had you heard of his name? This Disney employee? I'll tell you his name. It is Kyle Carrozza. Carrozza. He is a Disney Cartoon Network Nickelodeon creator charged with possession of child corn. You know, we have to use that little word in place. So this is a person who is distributing child corn, who works for Disney, and they rounded up a lot of employees. And that's disturbing in itself. I mean, from the Disney cruise, and these are employees, and they're all in a ring of child corn. So we have the issue of the boat, the what do they call it? An exploration cruise that I think they spent a few months at sea going to various locations like Antarctica and studying the various places. So that was the cruise ship that we are being told had the outbreak of hantavirus. So we have the cruise ship thing, and I know people talk about maritime law. What do you think about that? What connections are you making, if any, about these stories and how some of the themes are crossing paths somewhat? And what else is going on? Is there a story that has your interest at the moment? Mitzi says, I grew up at 5 years old going to Disneyland back in the late 60s, early 70s. I truly feel blessed that I wasn't captured and trafficked. Parents were so trusting in those days. I agree. I think about that as well. My father loved to take me to Disney World. We mainly did Disney World in Florida. And it was it seemed really innocent. I didn't pick up on anything weird in the park when I was little, and my father, he was just like a child at heart. He loved it. Our favorite ride was Small World. And we just loved rides like that. So it was very innocent, and I got to enjoy that with my father, and it's like a good memory. So I don't have like a weird creepy memory. It's just this, whatever has happened with Disney, the media empire, over the last few years has turned really dark. And I guess a lot of you would tell me that no, it always has been dark. Because when you look at the old cartoons and you start to break them down, there's a theme that emerges from all of it, even what seems innocent, and it's truly dark. Juan, welcome. Thank you for popping up on this pop-up broadcast. This is a broadcast radio, pirate radio. Hola, Juan. How are you doing today? So we're just talking, Juan, if you want to chime in, anybody, drop your hand up. Put your hand up in the Chatmosphere if you want to chime in. I'm going to drop you a link, and you tell me what you think about some of these stories, because a lot of them consist of Dr. Anthony Fauci, like I said, and let's see. I love an account on X, Harriet Eve. Something that she mentioned a little while ago is that former President Joe Biden gave a preemptive pardon to Dr. Anthony Fauci as one of his final acts before leaving the Oval Office. The preemptive pardon dates back to January 1st, 2014. Isn't that fascinating? And she has a picture of this executive grant of clemency. So what does that mean, I wonder, in terms of Dr. Fauci facing consequences? This is, when you think about what this is shaping up to look like, it's a lot of intricacies, and I can see how layers have to be uncovered and everything very carefully in order for convictions to stick. And I can see, all right, listen to this. This is just a crazy thought of mine. Not true. This is storytelling and fiction. But what if President Joe Biden's whole 4 years is negated because of the auto pen, right? What about that auto pen? So if Joe Biden gave Dr. Fauci a preemptive pardon to cover him going back to 2014. I can see that the next step, of course, would be to, uh, you know, make his presidency like retroactive in terms of fraud and everything else, treason and fraud and auto pens and whatever else, and stolen elections and what have you. So if that would happen, I guess it would clear the path to prosecute Dr. Fauci. Now, again, the timing is fascinating. Think about this. They're trying to push a new pandemic on the horizon. And also, it's a converging of Dr. Fauci, one of the engineers of the last pandemic. And also, I'm saying allegedly, I remember hearing that people thought that he was, responsible for HIV, which is a bioweapon, according to many. So there you are. I think his offenses go back pretty far, right? When did he start his position? It was back there some time. So he has been up to no good, I'm sure, from probably his first day hitting the ground. And I'm sure that he would probably throw others under the bus, because that's what happens ultimately. The rats begin to jump ship, right? We can use these analogies. The rats will turn on each other, jump ship, and begin to rat each other out. I can see that happening. What about you? I can see how that could happen. So possibly we are looking at a few things happening before Dr. Fauci gets to face the music. I know they had a deadline, that there was some sort of expiration of, what do you call it, when the statute of limitations on how you could prosecute Fauci. But that doesn't mean it's the only avenue. I'm not an expert legally, but I'm sure there are a few avenues to get Dr. Fauci to face his consequences for what he's done. So let's see, what else is new on the horizon? They're showing the crisis actor, a gentleman named Jake Rosemarin. He's the guy that you'll see on the video. He was quarantined on the hantavirus cruise, and he's giving a very scary performance. I guess, he's a crisis actor, they're saying, because he's done other performances. And that's the thing about crisis actors. I thought about this, you all. I went to a church. I was part of a church, big church I won't mention the denomination, but big church all over the world. And I signed up to help out. I was living in LA. I signed up to help out. Now listen to this. This was through the church. They have the emergency response unit. Like, you can sign up to help out and you'll be sent to disasters, maybe in other states, but you're a part of this bigger, broader emergency response team. And I went to maybe a few meetings. And later, I'm thinking about it now, the whole thing, when I was nursing in LA at, the big Cedar Sinai and stuff, you will sometimes be called on to do drills. Now, other nurses, you will know what I'm talking about. You'll sign up, or maybe you'll be asked to do it. I think I was asked to do one of these drill simulations, and it'll be whatever, some kind of mass trauma event. It might be some kind of like they will do nuclear bomb type of practice. And, now, and it's taken me all this time to remember things. And that's the thing about how asleep we can be, how asleep I have been. And then I start putting the things together like, oh my God, I was going to be a crisis actor, I guess, working. You think you're working on a team to help people. And the way they sell it is that, if you're a nurse, healthcare provider, you can do this as more of a ministry type of thing. You see how they really lure people in? Like that could be your ministry of helping with your nursing skills to help people in need. And that's a great way to sell it to a nurse or anyone. And then here you are doing the simulation. And I'm just saying, allegedly, like if we use this as a thought experiment, then they're over here doing some performance to make something look real and film it. And you know what I'm saying? It's, what do they call it? The probability, like what's the term where it fits in so well that people wouldn't expect it? Like they could be the actual people working on the front lines of the psyop and not even know it. It's I'm telling you, it's really crazy when you start looking at the patterns and recognizing them. Yes, how to deceive the masses. It's really amazing. We were all asleep at one point, Jen. Yes, we were. I was really snoozing, hitting the snooze button, I guess. Karen says there are no statute of limitations against crimes of oh really? Good. Well, then Dr. Fauci won't have any leniency in that way, because I know there was a deadline for him to have to face, giving testimony, and we'll see how that goes. Drop again if you want to chime in. I am inviting you to come up and talk. I'll drop a link. Let me know. Let me look over on Instagram if you want to join the conversation. Let me know. This is just improv radio. We're dropping in. All right. So let's see. There's a lot going on in China right now. So there's a trip to China. I was reminiscing my travels to China. I'm not sure if I would be interested in traveling there again. I'm glad I had an opportunity to see it. A lot that I hear about, I'm subscribed to a China news channel, and they give a lot of behind the scenes reports on how China is doing. And it doesn't look very good in terms of population. They're having a big collapse in population. And a lot of the things we were told about China is not true. So there is coming a reckoning with a lot of these narratives that we've been told. And we'll get to see who is who, at the end of the day. None of the narratives will stand the test of time. So everybody's population will be known. We won't be able to be fooled by, numbers that are not true. Hey, Gracie. Welcome, Gracie. Yes, better late than never. We're just doing a quick improv radio. I will drop a link for whomever. Let me drop it now. Let's see. I think I could do invite a guest. Okay, so I'm going to, for anybody who wants to come on in, I'm going to put it in the comment section. I'm going to try this. This is different. Eventually, I will have a phone number where you can call. I think that'll be easier. So I'll work that out. We were talking about doing that a while back. So I have to look into it, but there is the link in the comments. If you want to drop in and chat on anything, just come on in. I'll see you in the studio and you can come and talk. You don't have to cam up. Okay? You don't have to cam up. Just drop your just give me an idea that you're coming in though. Just give me a hands up or something. Okay, so let's listen to a little music, okay? I figure we'll do it like the radio. We'll listen to music. So here's a song for, it'll be apropos for what we're having. There's attention on China.
China, China, China. China, China, China.
Okay, so that was China, China, China. Kind of funny, if you know, you know. So, the president of the United States, President Trump, is over in China. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. If you have any thoughts or anything, like I said, welcome. Look at that. You are here, Faith. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you. Nice jam. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you want to come in, drop on in. Give me an idea, like throw your hands up. And you can see the link to join if you want to talk about any of these subjects. So I always love to see what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is up to, because he's out there on the front lines fighting the forces of evil when it comes to our food and our medicine and so many other things. He's also holding Dr. Fauci to the fire. So here is something about glyphosate. Glyphosate. Did I say it? Glyphosate is sprayed on over 90% of America's corn, soy, and wheat. It's ending up in cereals, bread, snacks, and our kids' bodies. While other countries restrict it, America keeps feeding it to families. Ban the poison, restore real food. And his thing is MAHA, make America healthy again. So anybody who would have a problem with that, I'm sorry, I can't understand. Look, we're on two different realms. If you don't want the food supply to be restored to real food. Now, okay, when it comes to cereals, are you aware that the whole cereal thing was part of the 1800s programming to get people into the industrial revolution? That's what I was told. Tell me if you have another narrative. But in order to get people programmed to be worker bees, you had to come up with some quick cereal ideas, something, a meal in the morning that would become standard, and then it would become a product that could be pushed, of course, merchandised. So the cereal industry was birthed out of the 1800s. And it's interesting because isn't like President Trump lives in Mar-a-Lago, which is part of the Post cereal, wasn't it? The Post, Meriwether Post owned that property at one time. So it's a lot of interesting things, like in terms of the history of our food, and some of it being introduced during the World's Fairs, right? And cereal is one of those things that everybody has their personal experience and maybe good memories of eating cereal in the morning, all of the fun cereals. You know me, I'm always like, I'm jelly, and I know that I wasn't able to enjoy those fun cereals. My mother didn't buy them. I had to eat hot cereals and stuff, or some kind of boring, nothing fun. So tell me, what was your favorite cereal in the morning? Do you have good memories? Did you watch cartoons on Saturday morning and have your bowl of cereal, some kind of colorful dye added to your cereal? Yeah, it was real expensive, huh? You said poor? What, in terms of the price of the cereals? It's so expensive, right? Is that what you mean? You said, has anyone heard about how Moderna is spending millions on developing a vaccine for the new rat virus? Are they? I hadn't heard that Moderna is trying to lead the way. We'll see. They've made quite a lot of money. You can just imagine, like, these people have no bottom to their greed. There's just no basement to the greed. It keeps going deeper and deeper. You were a Captain Crunch. Okay. It looks like Gracie was a Captain Crunch person as well. Yeah, well, it sounds good. I think I've tried Captain Crunch a time or two. I liked my I guess I had to eat these hot cereals. I began to like them. My grandmother made them, so it was just delicious. She ate farina, oatmeal, cream of wheat. What else? I had to eat those cereals with her. But she made them so yummy, the way she put the milk in and whatever, the sweet milk. Great stuff. So yeah, I was like a little old lady. If you hear the cat in the background, sorry, that is Kimmy, Kimba. Kimmy, are you okay? All right, so let's see what else. So yeah, a lot of information about Fauci. He's really got the headlines here. And what else? Wow, you know the rapper Birdman from Cash Money, the CEO of Cash Money? He went to a church. Now, you don't hear about churches checking people too often because it's really amazing. He came to a church, and nothing wrong with that, of course. He should be welcome to come to church. But he got confronted while he was in the church, and they asked how, okay, why was he helping to promote negative music? So A church member called him out. He's an executive for the distribution and everything. Uh, yeah, Birdman and Baby, a man they call him Baby. Yeah, so Baby pushed back against the notion that he is responsible for negatively influencing the youth, and insisted parents have the largest effect on their kids, not music. Well, that's always an easy thing for them to say because they're not often put on the spot like this. And this is pretty crazy that he was put on the spot right in the church, but he has the mic and he's in the front of the church telling them that, yeah, I guess he takes no responsibility for the lyrics. And that's going to start to haunt a lot of musicians and writers of music. Lyrics are forever, and they can be used, from what I understand, in a court of law, just like a diary and other written communication can be used as documentation in court. So lyrics are no different from what I understand. Yes, Gracie, lots of butter, whatever you do. Butter and brown sugar is going to make everything. Malto meal, yes. All that good protein. I've never had malto meal, but I've heard of it. It sounds good. Sounds like all of this stuff there. So Destiny Rose, you said sugar smacks. I remember that with Shuggy Bear. Funny. Rap is part of the problem. Yeah. And you said frosted mini wheats. Those were a little healthy, right? Grow outside. Soon can't wait. That's right. You grow a lot of vegetables, don't you? Yeah, so this is getting interesting, the way that people are waking up and they are calling this culture into account, and things are being reckoned. So people that made trash music and now they're older and they think they could come back as a respected person, these things are going to follow people and become their legacy. It's nothing that people can run away from. So yeah, it's one of those things that people should have thought about it when they were doing it, I'm thinking. So yeah, they should have thought about it. All right, so let's listen to something on the. Oh, I've played this. This is a violin song, and let's listen to a little violin. I told you it reminds me of the artist Noel Pointer, who played an electric violin. I think about that. It was electric blue. I told you I was going to pull a picture to show you. I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it. Hey there. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hello, road trip. 1981. Now that sounds like a fun road trip. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for joining and let's welcome Road Trip 1981. Wyoming chick. Hey there. Hello in Wyoming where it's currently 101 degrees. Last week it snowed. My goodness. Wow. Too much, too much. Unreal. So let me tell you another thing going on that's fascinating because we just had a visit recently by the so-called King of England, and this was reposted from Ron DeSantis's account where he says, glad our founding fathers declared independence 250 years ago. And he says, say no to digital ID. So King Charles, the so-called king, he quoted quote, now this is his statement, quote, my ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID, unquote. So this whole aspect of digital ID, what do you think about it? Are you concerned? What do you think it is? I'm not concerned, to be honest, and whatever King Charles is doing over there will have no bearing on me. So I will just say no and opt out. No, thank you for digital ID. And whatever is going on over there in England can stay over there. So I'm not concerned. What about you? And what else is going on? Well, this was interesting. Okay, check this out. You've probably heard about the issue of homelessness and how it is a big industry, the homeless, what do they call it? The homeless industrial complex. That's how serious it is in terms of the money that moves through this industry. So, a homeless man, they have him on video, and he is stunned to learn that social services received, now catch this, $97,000 to provide for his care. And he only ever benefited from about, listen to this, $50 worth of assistance. So a homeless man is being told that social services received $97,000 to give care for him. And out of the $97,000, he only benefited from $50. Now that is stunning for sure. And he looks so, wow, dejected to learn this. So it lets you know that people are worth a pot of money from different agencies and accounts and trusts. And that's just one trust, social services. And imagine all of the others that are being looted from Americans. And he's down on his luck. I'm sure he has an interesting story for why he is homeless. It's not always, cut and dry story, but this is, some people in the comments are saying that this is how NGOs work. They pocket the rest of the money. So and if he is a veteran, this is just absolutely criminal, and it has to be addressed. And that's what's happening. We're seeing it's slow, the turning in terms of attacking the corruption in our system. It's being dealt with. Some people think nothing's happening, and we get used to saying things like, oh, it'll always be this way, and oh, the bad guys always get away. But I had to stop myself, and I try to challenge anyone around me to consider using different language when we talk about evil, the forces of evil, and bad people in general, we can't continue giving them that kind of grace that they always get away, because that's not true. They do not always get away. And there's no getting away, to be honest. There's no getting away. And whatever they've done to steal $97,000 from a homeless man, imagine, okay, I hope it was enjoyable, but in the new earth, in the new system, that's going to be dealt with. All of these behaviors and acts of cruelty, inhumanity, they will be judged and there will be consequences. And people don't think about the fact that that's not going to be too far down the line, because we're in a really rapidly flowing timeline. It's really starting to speed up a little bit more. What do you think? Let's see what Gracie says. Don't let the British fool you. They have been behind lots of stuff that has happened in history. Yeah, for sure. Check out books by Guy Anderson. Very interesting. Okay, thank you, Gracie. It's so many good books. I could just sit on the beach at Cumberland Island and just catch up on books. Juan has recommended I have a list of books. So yeah, books are a good thing. We got to get into our reading. Gracie says also, we all need to be careful with the things we say. We speak curses without knowing it. Yes. Yeah. And you know how they talk about predictive programming. And if we are saying, "Oh, they always get away with things," and they predictively program that into our speech and our beliefs, when you think about it, um, because they know that time is running out for them, and that eventually things will be corrected and restored. So they knew that from the beginning. Well, at least the fallen intelligent angels, they know, and I'm sure people know somewhat that it's not going to be a long season for all of this corruption. They have to know. So yeah, this is it's coming down to an interesting crescendo of events, but not the events that I was expecting, of course. Yes, words or spells, they say. Yeah. So let's see. Something interesting. I don't know if you've heard about this guy named Shud. Is it Shud the Builder or Chad the Builder? But this is a really weird Shud the Builder or Bob or something. It's a guy going around, and it's racially motivated crimes out there, and it's a weird time for that to just pop up. And he looks like somebody straight out of Central Casting. Like, are you kidding? He has a mustache that looks like the Village People from the 70s. um wow. It's so many things going on, but that is a weird one that I haven't been into it, but I've just been seeing it pop up here and there. And yeah, I don't know. Also, multiple Tennessee Democrats have been stripped of all committee assignments. And this is in response to the shenanigans that they pulled off at the Tennessee state capitol. These are the same people that yell about January 6th, but they're storming, and the guy with the fake afro. And I say it looks like the theater kids have ascended. And when he went in there, went into the church, that guy, what's his name? Is it Justin Pearson or something? And he had that fake afro. Oh, it's so cringe. And he was in the church, and he's doing his best pork chop pastor, uh, showing. stomping on the pulpit and doing the inflections and trying to sound like Martin Luther King Jr. And it is so played out. We've been you know, what is the word? It's so embarrassing when they do this. But it's only one group that has this being done to them. Have you ever stopped to think about why is it that Black people are psyoped and for voting? Why do they worry about Black people so much? It's an obsession. It's if we live in this melting pot country, why is it that the Black vote is the only vote that has any attention in terms of this constant obsession, this constant calling back to traumatic times of slavery and Jim Crow in the South? And why? Because I've been wondering if other races of people have put that together, that's kind of weird, because Black people in America are called a minority. And as a minority, why focus so much on a minority? Why would it matter so much? I don't get it. The obsession. And it's only the Democrats that obsess over the Black vote. The Republicans don't they don't do this, you know. They don't go around trying to play to the Black community for Black votes. So that's why it falls on the Democrats in terms of this current conversation, because they're the party that feel that they own the Black vote. And it's becoming now obvious that they cannot keep all the Blacks on the Democratic plantation. Their slaves are escaping, and that is costing them money, or butter biscuits, as Tariq Nasheed calls them. Are you familiar with Tariq Nasheed? He goes in on the Democrats and the Black Boule. It is hilarious. But yeah, send another link. Okay, I'll send another link. Who's going to come? I'm inviting you. I'm going to send another link. All right. I'm dropping it in the Chatmosphere. Come on and chat with me. In the meantime, let's listen to some music. I'll play another song and let me know if you want to come on up. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. And thank you, Vinay. Welcome. I love this. I didn't know this. Listen to this, everybody. Did you see where the FCC will be issuing new licenses for radio stations? Something to think about. Sound, minds, good conversation, and good music. Oh my goodness. You know, I've been wanting to have a licensed radio station. You know, a lot of you followed when I tried that out on Station Head. And you know my complaints with it. It didn't work out. It just maybe Station Head is a lot better, but I might have been an early adopter to it. And I didn't have all the powerful whatever platform help. But to have something licensed would be great because I would like to play, you know, the music from the 70s and 80s and 90s. I'd love to play the music that we can redeem that we've had as a part of our musical trust. So that's a good thing. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to look into it. So Juan, are you going to enter the chat? I dropped the link. Let me know if you got the link. Oh, wow. I think Juan has gotten the link. Okay. Let's see. The first shall be last. The last shall be first. Original melanin, copper, bronze, beige, and all shades in between. Steer conversation, motivation, and inspiration, no matter where we are. Thank you for that. Yes. Okay, listen. Juan is here, everybody. Let's give him a warm welcome. And let me bring him to the stage. Welcome, Juan. Can you hear?
Hello, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Let us know if you can hear Juan in the Chatmosphere. Juan, thank you for dropping on by. This is great. We haven't done this in a minute. Okay, so Juan, what do you want to
Hello,
talk?
everybody.
What's been going on and what topics out of any that I have talked about, what do you have to say about them? Or is there something that's really interesting you right now that you want to share with us? Please take the stage. I think I lost one. Juan, we could hear you, but you dropped out. Let me put the link in again. Juan, come back to the stage. If you can use that link, I will drop another just in case. Okay, we're gonna drop another link. Let's see if Juan, because I could hear him and everybody in the Chatmosphere said they could hear you. Okay, let's see if Juan will come back into the stage area. All right, in the meantime, let's see what else. Oh my goodness, everybody. Him and Kanye's daughter, what is her name? Oh my goodness. The little daughter, her hair is blue now, Northwest. She is performing at Rolling Out. My goodness. She is only 12 years old. Juan is, let's see. He was in the backstage. I did see, okay, it may be an issue with technology. Try it again, Juan. It did pop up, but I didn't see or hear you. So try again. See if maybe you can refresh your computer, but take your time. The link is still active, so you can come right back in. Maybe just refresh your computer. Okay, we'll see. Uh, we'll wait for Juan to come back. So back to this North. Yes, North, Gracie, little Northy. So little Northy, my goodness, it says that she is hitting the stage at Rolling Loud, looking and acting like a 22-year-old Instagram baddie doing festival cosplay. Oh my, she's 12 years old. And These two turned their kid into a mini influencer doing adult rap festival circuits. What happened to letting kids be kids? Says someone on X. Mario is asking that. Now, a lot of people are really concerned about the Nepo children that are popping up because 12 years old, I mean, that's really young. They're really pushing them on us younger and younger. And that's really a problem because at least some of the other young people in show business, they may have started maybe at 16 or a little later. 12 years old, I just can't. This is really disturbing. She's a cute kid. I think she has a fun personality whenever I catch her. But she was at Coachella as well. So, and she has piercings. I don't know if they're all real, but a lot of piercings and oh my, just growing up very fast. It's really something. I don't know how this is going to work out for the Nepo children in terms of them being our next round of celebrities that we'll see. I don't know. I wish they would have oh, let's see. We have Carrie. Carrie. Welcome, Carrie. Carrie has popped in. Can you hear me, Carrie? Test out your microphone. All right, Carrie, I'm not sure. Try your it's some kind of feedback I'm getting. Juan is back. Let's see, Juan, let's test your microphone and everything. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. And let us know if you can hear Juan. I can hear him fine. Carrie, you can come back up. I think it was some I don't know what that's called. Reverb or something going on, but you can check on your what does Carrie need to do when you hear that reverb? Is it because she has two devices open? That could be one of the issues. It's a lot of issues, but check maybe refresh. Okay, Juan, I'm going to be quiet so you can let us know what's up.
I don't want you to be quiet. I'm hearing a lot of background on your side as well. It's like a delay. I actually can hear you delayed.
Oh, you can. It's the delay on your part with
It's,
hearing me.
I can hear you now, and then I hear you again about 5 seconds later.
Oh, it's like a echo. Let me see.
Yes.
Oh, let me see if my mic is. You know, I have my mic issues sometimes. Let me see if it has a thing that I can turn the echo off. Destiny, you have your T-shirt. Thank you. You just ordered one. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you all for ordering T-shirts. Okay, let me go into my setup here, audio, and see if I can. Okay, my echo cancellation is off. Okay, so let me mute and Juan, just tell us what's going on with you lately and what's new in terms of what has your interest.
Well, right now, what has my interest is this book I'm reading. It's called Restoring the Republic by Larry Ballard.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I wrote it down, Restoring the Republic. I love the way that sounds. What sticks out to you in terms of some of the things that are they giving real examples that us everyday people could do to help restore it? Tell us about that part.
Well, basically, it talks about the history of the United States when it stopped being a republic and became a corporation. And I found that to be very interesting because what's going on in America right now is I think that Trump is trying to restore the republic.
Yes, that's what a lot of people could see from his first term and a lot of the back channels and the information in terms of the plan to take this deep state shadow government down, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And like I say, it gives you the history of what year the republic was lost, and when the see, I'm still having a echo.
Oh, okay, you are. You're having an echo.
Yes,
Okay. I don't hear an echo for you, but it might be, I'm not sure why, because I don't have two things opened up on my end. Everybody, tell me how the sound is coming across with both of our mics for both Juan and myself. Let me know. Destiny says, because I'm a black sheep and I'm going to rep my t shirt. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I love it. A lot of us are black sheep. Okay, Misty says, Jen, you must announce where to buy your t-shirts sometimes before you and okay, I will. And I'm gonna put it in the Chatmosphere, okay? I'm gonna make sure it's tied to the description in the video, but I'm gonna put it in the uh in the Chatmosphere too. So they're saying, Juan, that Karen says you are coming through just fine. And Gracie also says both are sounding fine. So and on my end, you sound great. Nothing going on with echoes. And also Wild Dragon says it's coming through fine. Okay. So are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still coming through fine. So continue where you left off because you're coming through good.
Okay. So yes, when it comes to this book, like I said, I'm reading more about the history of why, again, why the Republic was taken away. It had a lot to do with the Rothschilds, the J.P. Morgans,
Mm,
all the main figures that are here today.
right.
Goes back. Can you hear me still?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, it goes back to these three main characters:
Mm.
J.P. Morgan, Rothschild. There was another guy. I forgot his name. And they still in the game because
Mm.
of the bloodline, correct?
It sounds like they are because I still hear their names being mentioned.
And they talk about the income tax and all this, how illegal it is. And I
Hmm.
always wonder, if they know this, why are we still paying income tax? I see that's what confused me about. Then again, it's the corporation, but that's something that always bothered me about the government. They know all these things are illegal, but they do nothing about it. And every person that's supposed to be in power, the how should I call it, the figureheads of the United States, which are the president, they really don't do anything about that. And I think of all the things that bugs me the most about this country is this taxes. Everything is tax, tax, tax. They
Yeah.
still playing the role like the English used to do back in the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
just basically there on my mind the last few days since I've been reading this book. Actually, it's really pissing me off, but I'm going to continue to read it.
Yeah. I know sometimes when you're hearing, you're learning rather something in real time and it's so disturbing like taxes and the
Very.
system and how it's illegal and how it came to be. So I understand your anger and that's what we all need to be angry. It's a righteous anger and I know that with the way the people are waking up to things and questioning it, it's going to change things a lot because they can't operate in terms of the Federal Reserve. They've never been audited. And how is it
No,
can be a private bank? It's not federal.
no,
And
it's not, right? It's private, right?
right, without being audited. How can that go on for much longer, right?
I don't really know how they can stop it, to be honest with you. This been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's the frustrating part for me is that how are we going to stop it? How can we stop it?
Okay.
and that's frustrating.
Right. And that's a good question. Now, Misty is saying, Juan and Jen, please touch on your thoughts on the upcoming changing the whole money system. I do not understand any of it. Okay.
I don't either. I
Well,
don't either.
what I understand now, and this is something I want to say in terms of what you were saying, Juan. I listened to a portion of Elon Musk was over at a conference, and it was a lot of futurist, and they were talking about a lot of different subjects. And Elon, he's up there in Mars, and he wants to
Yeah.
build hotels on the moon, and he's way up. I mean, I'm always like, okay, Elon, come on down now. But Elon, he's just so smart, and he was talking about the universal income. And I know that really like makes people freak out, like, no, that's socialism, that's communism. But the thing, okay, I was listening, I was trying to be open-minded and just listen to understand. And he was saying that universal income will be provided to people, and it may be like $3,000 a month. And I think most people, if they're being reasonable, they can live on that. And he's saying that AI is going to get rid of a lot of jobs and a lot of things that we have put a lot of labor into. A lot of the technology will take that away from us. And I know people are thinking, well, what's going to happen to people? Are we going to be like that movie Wall-E? We won't have anything to do. And I think, okay, with your question in terms of taxation and everything, if money, and that's what Musk was saying. He said money is going to become invaluable. I mean, it's going to devalue so much that money won't even be a thing in the world that they are envisioning.
And
And
and I don't really get Elon. I really don't. I thought I did for a moment when he first came on the scene when President Trump was reelected. But I don't know. I just don't understand what he's doing. Like
yeah,
you said, he's really far out there in Mars. So I really don't get him. I really don't understand him right now. I don't know what his role is.
yeah. I don't always understand him. I've tried to be, like I said, open minded and just try to observe him. And I observe him on X and what he's, posting. And he has changed. And I want to give people room to change. And I know some people think that he is the Antichrist, and he had on that costume with the Baphomet that time, remember, or something. I don't know.
Right, right.
People, I've heard people say that he had a former babysitter who saw him do something that reminded them of the Omen or something. And I'm not into the pin the tail on the Antichrist anymore. I'm over it. I'm past it. And I I don't think he's the Antichrist. I don't think we're going to see the Antichrist. I'm sorry, everybody. That's my own opinion. Where I am right now, in my understanding, I don't believe we're going to see an Antichrist and all of that stuff. But Elon is like a savant, and he does have a lot of futuristic thinking. I'll just say that. And when he talks about, again, robots and AI taking over a lot of our labor, when I think about what he could be sensing about how things are changing, he may not be a Christian and grounded in biblical facts. Me, the way that I interpret what he's saying is I see that a lot of people know something is happening and things are changing. And for him to say money will cease to be important. Now,
Hmm.
that right there, Juan, could be the answer for taxation, the illegal
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah, yeah.
up as it's a long way around to say that okay, maybe Elon isn't way off on everything. You know, they say okay, he may be up there in Mars and want to put hotels on the moon, but that doesn't mean he's wrong about where we're headed, you know? And if money becomes obsolete, and he was talking about the housing market, how the price of housing is going to just collapse. So that takes away a lot of strain, especially for young people. They won't have to worry about having a job that doesn't give them a living wage.
Okay.
Okay. So then
What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
what would that do? I'm saying, like, I'm using this whole thought experiment, like, to even envision what would that do for a young man who's starting out and wants to have a family. Now he can afford to uh, be marriage minded because they say that's why the young people don't want to get married because they're priced out of everything.
Yeah, they are. I
You see?
mean, I mean, the generation that's coming up. I mean, what I've been seeing, and they just, especially the far left. I mean, they're really out there. And when you talk about the young people today, and they concerned about they may not be able to buy a home, I understand that. But why can't they afford a home? Why can't they buy a home? Why can't they buy one now?
Well, I think that BlackRock has something to do with why they can't buy a home. Um, from what I understand, a lot of these corporations that are into the real estate development or whatever, they have
Hmm.
snapped up all of the single family homes, the starter homes, and townhomes, and things that are more affordable when you're trying to start out. So if they've bought up all the real estate and then they control it from the standpoint of making it just so expensive that young people when they graduate college they can't afford a lot of them to live on their own. They have to have a pile of roommates. That's something,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
you know, and that wasn't the case when my parents were starting out. They could have My parents built their first home, you know, in Gary, Indiana. They built a home. And so that's in their 20s. They're building a home. And why can't we have that standard again where young people can start out, especially young men, because that's where we can start to build our society back in terms of restoring what we've had lost, where young men can feel a sense of agency in terms of their finances and they can afford a home, a starter home. Now they can marry the girl that they fell in love with, you know, and start a family. And now we start having a proliferation of families from young people. And now what is that going to do to our country? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight was the Hunter virus.
Yes, the Hunter virus.
The Hunter virus.
Whoa.
I looked at because I like studying. I'm into etymology. I like studying the origins of words and history.
Uh-huh.
And the Jewish word for hunter is shata,
Right.
right?
Heard.
And it
Uh-huh.
means a scam, a lie.
Mm.
And I'm saying, wow.
Hmm.
And they named this virus Hunter virus
Right.
because people who don't know won't know, right? See, I
Right.
take the time and I look at words and I looked at Hunter and I said, oh, wait a minute. They actually playing in our faces right now.
Right. I agree.
They playing in our faces, but a lot of people ain't gonna know. A lot of people ain't gonna take the time to even research anything. They're just gonna go with the flow. Oh my God, here comes another virus. We're gonna die. That's the that's the mindset of most people. But I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be running to any pharmacy to take a shot. I'm not.
Right.
And I suggest a lot of people don't either.
Yeah. I hope
What
they
do you think
listen.
about that, Jen?
Well, I hope they listen to you because that's yes, good advice. Well, it looks like 420 Wild Dragon knows about mean to fool to deceive. Yes. So, yeah, what I think, Juan, is that I agree with you in terms of there's no running anywhere. It's just going to be stillness on my part. I'm going to sit back and observe, and I'm going to pray for people that they will have courage to stand up to the mob and not fall for this. And that's the good thing, Juan. I'll tell you that the silver lining that I see in this current pandemic is that, and I posted this on Facebook today, like they did their big one in 2020. And how could they repeat their big one? Like in 2020, they
Right,
really they
right.
came out of nowhere. They hit us with the ollie oop, like it came out of left field, really.
And
And yeah.
and the reason why I didn't fall for it then, because I was watching a lot of videos.
Hmm.
I was listening to so many people,
Yeah.
and I started putting two and two together. And I said, you know what? I ain't taking that shot.
Yeah.
A lot of my family members did, but see, my people are from New York, and
Uh-huh.
New York was hit pretty hard. So I
Yeah.
could understand their fear because
Hmm.
New York is one big dirty place anyway. I was born and raised there, so I'm allowed to say that. But I I could understand why they took the shot, but they were surprised I didn't take it. They was really surprised when they said, "Did your daughter take it?" I said, "No, she don't need to take it." They was really shocked at that. They say, "How can you not let your daughter take that shot?" I said, "Because she didn't need it. She
Hmm.
has an immune system."
Right.
But with this again, this virus that's coming around, whatever. It's supposed to be by rats now.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
rats and bats. Okay, that's
Right.
creative.
It's a little poetry to it all. You know, and that's what I think that's good again about the silver lining in this second round is that it's not like the Spanish flu that we hear about and we see the pictures that it kind of reminisce. I don't know, gave you a sort of 2020 feel, the vibes, because they had the masks and the weird pictures, psyopy looking pictures. But the reason that I see a silver lining in this current attempt is that they will not be able to get the buy-in that they got in 2020. I can't see it because people are now too suspicious and they've lost a lot of trust in, say, hospitals, nurses, doctors. That's what people are talking about. Oh, I guess the nurses are starting to practice for their dances and those goofy dances. And people are making jokes right now, and I'm saying, well, how are they going to pull this off? Because people
Right.
are, you know
Exactly.
yeah, I don't think they can pull it off again. They can try, but it's not going to work like 2020 because we were caught flat-footed in 2020 and we didn't have anything to compare it to. Nobody could say what it was like during the Spanish flu, but this thing came out of like the I'm telling you, it came out of nowhere on people. And it was just I'll say well coordinated. And I don't think they could coordinate that well and get the amount of people on board because like you're saying, everybody's like, you're playing in my face at this point, and it'll be a no for me, dog.
Well, it's a no for me. It was a no for the other one. It's going to be a no for this one, and if there's a future one, it'll be a no for that one too.
Right. I'm with you. It's going to be a no dog on all of your viruses. You can have a cat virus come through next. So they're going to go through all the animals, but it's over. It's just like now, with everything being disclosed about Fauci and the different labs where they have these bio, And I think that'll be key to prosecuting some of these people.
Well, let's hope, right?
Yeah.
Let's hope, because again, I know I ain't trying to remain negative on that, but I, right now, I'm gonna have to see it for me to believe it right now. Because it
Yeah.
seems like as soon as Biden, like you said, got out of office, he started, he wrote that order pen, and
Mhm.
he wanted everybody not to be prosecuted and all this. I said, man, look at this right here.
Mhm.
Why? Why are you doing that? Well, because they're guilty of something. But on another subject, I was talking to my friend yesterday, and he lives in California. And you know
Mhm.
what? California's a mess right now, right?
Oh yeah.
So they was talking about that mayor who
Oh.
had to resign
Mhm.
because she had connection to the Communist Party in China. Did you hear
Right.
about that?
Yeah. I heard about her over in Arcadia, I believe.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did post that. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I posted something about her.
Right, you
Just
did.
yeah, because she pleaded guilty, which is crazy. So
Wait a
uh
minute. She pleaded guilty?
yeah, that was, and I'm trying to think, where did they take her for her to plead guilty, but she copped to it. So she, let me see where it is. She, yeah, pleaded guilty. So that means she has to be prosecuted if she pleaded guilty. That's the thing about why I'm changing the way I frame what happens to these people, because things are turning and it is catching up with people. And we just need one or two arrests. And like I was saying, I don't know if you was I saying it to you, like they're going to start throwing each other overboard. You know how they say the rats start jumping off of the ships first?
Yes. And they're gonna throw each other in the bus too.
Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen, Juan. I believe that the kingdom of darkness is fractured. It's received like a mortal head wound. And so they're going to start cannibalizing each other, turning on each other because they don't, okay, people like this that can be fake and phony and do anything for power, they don't have a moral compass, they don't have ethics or anything. So being that they don't operate in a good way, that's where, people talk about everything coming around and the seeds that are sown, and it's not going to work out. It's just like anything. The bad guy loses in the end. They don't get to ride away into the sunset. That's not how anything's going to work for them. And so I think that we're going to see more infighting with the Democratic Party because they're burning down as we speak. It's like they've received so many lashes that it's impossible to rebuild their reputation, you know, and it's only going to just decline from here, and more people are going to jump off of the sinking boat. And so I think that's what's going to happen to them, and then you'll see more prosecutions because people will rat on each other.
Well, I think they're doing that now.
Yeah, I do.
Undercover, they doing it now.
Yep, I believe they are. Oh yes,
I,
Gracie says no honor among thieves. See, that's exactly what I see. No honor among them, because how would they be honorable to each other even if they took oaths of silence or they're in the same uh Masonic lodge or sorority or fraternity or whatever? At the end of the day, we are human beings and we're not perfect. Just because they're a part of some secret society doesn't give them some kind of special power that they can get along. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
well. Most of them think that, especially Masons. And I almost became a Mason, by the way, when I lived in Florida.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
was that close to becoming one, but
Wow.
something told me no.
Hmm. Good.
I mean, they gave me the paperwork to study and everything,
Wow.
but I never became one.
Good.
I was that close, but something just told me no, don't do it, and I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. That's a great thing that you did, you didn't have to renounce or denounce it later on in life. It's just much better to have never done it because that has to be hard for a lot of people. I was feeling for the people that are wanting to denounce this stuff and maybe they denounced it not publicly, but between them and God. And I'm sure there's a lot of people doing that because maybe they are afraid of going public and being persecuted. But everything is collapsing, all the secret groups. And so they're not keeping secrets. And I believe what you're saying, they're throwing each other under the bus and um, cutting deals if they've been doing fraud and corruption. They're probably cutting deals and turning on each other.
I want to see politicians go to prison.
Yeah, I do too. That'll be
I
fun.
really do. That sounds mean, but I really want to see them go. I really do.
Yeah,
I want them to go to prison.
I think you'll see it. Get your popcorn, as they say. I never thought I'd be. I love popcorn still. By the way, I'm not tired of my popcorn, but really, I believe you're going to see it. You will. We will see it because we're getting close to these things. Like I said, I can't imagine anyone continuing down a path of corruption with the way that we have disclosure. Every day, hour by hour, disclosure is happening, on the internet. And the internet was the absolute worst thing to happen to these people.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree on that. I
Yeah,
really, really do. Because remember, there was a time that people were not informed.
right.
People didn't have access to information.
That's right. They
That's why
didn't.
it was easier to control people centuries ago. Not anymore.
Mm-mm. That's right.
Everybody that has a laptop, an iPhone, or whatever phone you have, there's no reason for anybody to be ignorant about anything
True.
because the information is right there in your hands.
That's right.
So when I talk to certain family members, because like I said, I'm the black sheep as well.
We all have met up, all the black sheep.
Listen, I'm the one they say, oh, you think you know everything.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's hard. I know.
It's difficult, but me being the person I am, I always tell them, well, look, if you can't back up anything you're talking about, let's not have a conversation
Yeah, that's good.
because you got to substantiate all your claims with me. I'm sorry. If we're gonna have a civil discourse, man, you better back up what you're saying.
Good. Yeah. That's not too much to ask. And I agree, Gracie. Look what she says, Juan. They overplayed their hand. That's exactly what I have been sensing too, Gracie, is the sheer pride and ego that comes with anyone that is a reprobate in their mind. The overplaying of their hand is always the downfall of anybody. Just heavy handed, people that, they say they would kill a fly with a nuclear bomb. It's like overdo it.
Overkill.
Yes. So that is their downfall, along with many other things, is the overplaying of their hand. And yes, Lucifer is a great example of overplaying their hand. And now the losing part, the finding out part is where we're at. Because there's no I posted something recently, and it dealt with the mere numbers of the angels that fell compared to the angels that are still working for the Most High Yah. And what's
Was
funny?
it that? Was it 200 that fell?
Well, okay, now this is from me reading the book of Enoch. The 200,
Okay.
okay, the 200 that fell, from what I understand, they were the ones that took the oath on Mount Hermon to,
Okay.
have a freak off with the daughters of men and have have the babies. And that was 200 that did that. But the ones that fell during the war in heaven, and maybe they're, whatever it is, I don't know how many at whatever times fell, but the ones that initially fell with Lucifer, and maybe he has another name or whatever, but I know that initial falling, it seems like in
Excuse me.
one third of the angels. So back to you mentioning that you were very close to becoming a Mason. I find that math interesting, that the fallen angels, one third of them fell. And
Mm,
doesn't that equate to 33%?
right. Right.
Isn't that fascinating?
Very fascinating. And it
I,
comes to masonry, you got to reach the 33rd level, supposedly, right?
yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking that there's such a connection to the fallen, to the Nephilim, for them to have a 33 degree, and then to see the math play out that one third of the angels rebelled against the Most High Yah. So we have 33. And so that means, like, they're just saying that they're in alignment with the fallen angels. I mean, is that what they're telling us? They're in alignment with the Nephilim? Because that is an interesting thing. And I know that Jesus's ministry also was concluded when he was 33 years old.
Right. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's a way of, like you say, playing in our face. So it's like they mock Jesus, Yeshua. Or I know people say Yahusha.
Yahusha, I never heard that one.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people are starting to encourage us to pronounce his name, in a certain way. And I know that that comes with time, because a lot of this is new for us, and
It is.
we're going to correct our language as we grow in this knowledge. What do you think about that?
Well, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
We have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I told somebody that what's true today may not be true tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're always finding new things,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when archaeologists go out there and they find something and say, "Oh, this is so and so. This must be the oldest thing." Next, you know, they find something that's older, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of, yeah, I guess because of the information that we have now, yeah, we are going to change our knowledge. We're going to have to. We want to keep up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. Well, I love in the scriptures where it even says that our language it'll be a new language that we will be taught. And that's exciting, like a perfect language that is not corrupted. Those are the things we have to look forward to, so that our language will not have any hidden meanings, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of backdoor code to it, So I look forward to all of the restoration. And that's what I've been focusing on. I know the doom and gloom narratives are out there, and with this looming rat virus, it brings up the fear in a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. The people who don't know are going to be fearful.
Right, right.
The people who are not informed are going to be fearful. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's hard sometimes to it's hard to try to talk to people about certain things because once you have a certain mindset, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you really can't tell anybody anything.
Well, that's yeah, true at a certain point.
Yeah, it just so you just give up, right? So the people who don't know anything, they're the ones who are gonna be running out there to be scared about the doom and gloom. So I'm not concerned about that at all. Like I always tell you, when I always write, no fear, Jen. I have no fear. I really don't.
Yay. That's good. I'm glad you don't. And you know what? I'm going to at this point I'm going to we'll stop the live stream soon because I try to stop at a 2 hour mark because I know some people complain about long live streams. So I will try to keep it, within that frame. So let me know some other things that, because the no fear is important, and that's going to see it'll be influencing for others. They just need to see more people exhibiting no fear so that they feel confident to do it, because a lot of people will not do things on their own. They need a group, especially people that identify by their group membership. They are not individualistic in their thinking. It's like they have that group think, and they feel safer in a group, and their identity needs to be clarified. That's a big thing when you really learn who you are and you can stand in your own identity and not some group, some kind of group membership.
I agree with that because again, growing up as a kid, I was always that person that needed a group, right? To feel a certain way, right? But I
Hmm.
guess as you get older, you learn, you educate more,
Hmm.
you get stronger in your thinking, you stand on what you think, and you just have no fear. And that happened gradually over the years. This is something that you're going to have to embrace, but it's going to take a while. But I'm glad I'm there
Hmm.
because they called it being red pilled, right? Remember that was back in the day. You were red pilled.
Right. Yeah.
You were no longer asleep. You're awake now, and I get it. But I guess that's what happened to me. I had to wake up because I had to see the scales were lifted from my eyes. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I'm glad that you had this. We should have more of these, and more people need to participate because I want to hear everybody else's voice. Everybody's hearing mine.
Exactly. Thank you. I hope you all listen to Juan. We listen, Juan. I will do more of these because the feedback is what I need.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do more of these, and it'd be fun to do this in the morning. I thought about what if I wake up early in the morning and do like a little pirate radio show in the morning and just talk about some of the things going on and just give people a chance to drop in and talk.
Yeah.
So,
Be productive. Be civil because I've been on some TikTok lives and I used
oh,
to chime in, and I'm going to tell you, people just like arguing. I don't
oh,
like to argue. I'm not an arguing type of guy. If I have to argue with you, I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
yeah, you don't seem like an arguing kind. You're like a
I
peace.
don't because it's a waste of time, and that's time I can't get back.
Yeah, yeah, there you are. No, I agree with you. I would never be able to just be on a live stream arguing.
And
Oh,
arguing and yelling, and you can't
that,
even get your point across because they're arguing. It's like, okay, I'm out.
yeah, I'd be out too. Guess who just joined the backstage? We have Karen, our beautiful Harlem.
Karen,
Let me pull Karen up. Karen, come on in, Karen. What are you up
Greeting,
to?
hello,
greetings.
Karen.
Hello, y'all can hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
let me know in
Okay.
the chat.
Uh, I just really came in just so I could see that my link is working for
Oh yes, tell everybody about that because maybe we can plan that right now because Karen has something to share. Why don't you share a little bit about what is going on tomorrow, Thursday?
Well, I didn't really want to say anything, but being that Jen said tell everyone, I'm going to tell Jen. I was really just checking to see if I could get in, but as we know, the Epstein's files have been released, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, in New York, they have a pop up now. It's called the Trump Epstein Reading Room.
Oh,
And I was able to get a reservation. They don't want us really to tell a location
Oh.
of it in New York. I guess they don't want, a big scene or anything out there as of yet. But yes, tomorrow I have an invitation, and it's with all the books. They've composed the books. If anyone wants to like look it up, it's called Trump dash Epstein Reading Room pop up in NYC. TikTok has a couple of reels of people showing it. And tomorrow I was try to see if Jen and I could go live so I could see if maybe they let me video record it or what, to see if we could go live and put it on the platform and discuss it, because it's actually now have been composed into books. And many of us have been on this journey together since 2018. And I would like to share that experience with, the Chatmosphere family, because we are witnesses of this timeline. And I'm just grateful that I've been given a space on Jennifer's platform to share with other people of this humanity within this journey. And maybe we could see it in real time that now, the books are out for the public.
that's interesting because I was reading the Epstein files when it came out. I went to the White House. They have a White House page you would go on, and ooh, that's a lot of reading though. But I saw a few photos and I read a few of those emails, and I went, People need to read that. They really do.
Yeah, Juan. And the way they've composed these books, they're like, how like you work in or like your office and you have like files, like white files, books.
Yes.
And they say the way they've composed it, that those books that they have would take an average person a year. So
Oh,
basically now
I
we
believe
know
that.
that it's fully, a group of people, journalists, have composed actual books. And it's also interesting to me how it says Trump dash Epstein's reading room. And it's also interesting that the pop-up is in New York.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
that's interesting. Well, uh,
Very.
I told Karen everybody that if she, she wants to give us a live update on that from right in the field in
Boots on the
real
ground,
time.
front line.
Yes, right on the front lines. Yes, and that's Karen's brand, of course, front line. So she's always on the front lines of things, and we appreciate her for that. So definitely, Karen, I'll be checking in with you. And again, I like this format. I always, have so much to share with you all. And I wish I could do it like every day. And remember, we used to do every like daily up like streams and things. We did that a lot. So maybe let me hear from more of you. Give me your feedback. I do appreciate your feedback. If you have any ideas, suggestions, I don't mind. It's just how you come at me. Please be kind in your comments, but definitely give me your feedback and ideas. And this link right here that I have is for the t-shirts, okay? And I'm gonna make sure I put the link in the description too. So definitely support the t-shirts. I'm gonna be making more, but I love that you all are loving the t-shirts. And send me pictures of you all in the t-shirts. My email is in it. Wait, let me give you the right email. You know what? I'm going to put my email in the whole link. Okay. So if you want to come back to the video, I'll have links there. So if you want to, send me pictures of you in the t-shirts, I would love that. And let's do more of this chatting where I want to hear from you all, because we did this before and it was wonderful and I've enjoyed this. Juan, thank you so much for
Thank you.
chiming in, and I will consider maybe a morning. Like, tell me what's good, because I know we have people from across the world, which is such a blessing to have people from different places. We have Sentinel in Spain who drops in, and we have people, in different locations around the world. So I want to find a good time. I know that morning radio is good, maybe drive time, and we can just get together and have a space to engage with each other, because we're not the doom and gloom people.
Nope, we're not.
Yeah, this is no fear. This is about jubilee, about restoration, and everybody is going to have to give an account for how they have treated people in their opportunities in life, and nobody gets a pass out of consequences. That's the thing. Consequences are coming, and a great humbling is coming. And who was the sister? Was that Faith who said the first will be last and the last will be first? Don't worry. If you were the black sheep of your family, just know that the Most High Yah has seen everything that they have done to you. The Most High Yah has heard all the conversations slandering you, and the Most High Yah is in your corner. See, that's the thing. He has been taking an account of everything that's been done to his black sheep, okay, his chosen children. And don't think that he doesn't feel some kind of way about it. Nobody is getting away, okay? So just know that being a black sheep, you will be first in the new earth. You will be vindicated. All the slander will be dealt with, okay? And you will be restored. All right. So just hang in there and be resilient. Thank you, Juan, for joining. And I'm going to play our Black Sheep anthem on our way out. Okay. All right. So take care, everybody, and stay posted. I'll let you know what, I end up doing, but we'll do more of these. Okay. All right. Love you. Take good care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
They counted me out. But I was never lost. Never moved that way. Try to box me in, I just broke the frame. Different kind of rhythm in my DNA. Now I walk it out, I don't gotta explain. I took the long road, yeah, I earned my stride. Every closed door just refined the drive. But they call too much, now it's on my shine. Had to stand alone just to get a line. No turning back now. I see it clear. What felt like lost brought me right here. Black sheep, still I rise. So no deep, no disguise. Every scar, turn a light. Now I'm living in my right. Black sheep, feel the beat. Strong heart, steady feet. All that doubt, out of reach. Now I move how I'm meant to be. Didn't follow crowds, I was built to lead. Quiet quiet in the storm that will strengthen me. Now the air feel clean, I can finally breathe. Everything I needed was underneath. Let it play out, I don't rush the pace. Got a different kind of time and I embrace all that pressure, turn to open space. Now I stand tall in my rightful place. Let it ride, I don't fold. All that weight turned to gold. What was hidden, now it shows. I was built for this world. Black sheep, still I rise. Sun on me, no disguise. Every scar, turn to light. Now I'm living in my Still standing, still shining.
Thanks for listening, American Jawn Radio. Listener supported, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening.